Hi, everybody. Hi, everyone. Are we good to go?
Hi, Chair. Yes, we are. We have quorum.
Okay. Okay. So if we can call the meeting to order. Um, the next item on the agenda is the disclosure of pecuniary interest and general nature of it. Excuse me, I just got a loud chime in my ear. And general nature, does anybody want to disclose any pecuniary interest in tonight's meeting or reports? No? Okay, then we'll move on to approval of agenda. If we can have a mover and a seconder for this, that the agenda be approved. Okay, we've got Stacy and Sam. Next, the approval of minutes, that the minutes from the last meeting be approved. Mover and seconder for that. See, Stacy and Deputy Mayor Manili. There we go. So we'll move right on to the reports and we'll pass it over to staff. Thank you.
Thank you, Chair. I will be doing both of the presentations today, and I believe we're getting started with the Tatlock Road application. So I will go ahead and share my screen. Okay. Okay, so first starting off, we have a minor variance application D13 BLA 26 for 2649 Tatlock Road. So the purpose of this application is really from the provisions of Table 6.1A, our accessory buildings table, specifically the maximum height and the maximum cumulative area. So they're requesting a maximum height of 5.6 meters, whereas the maximum height is 4.5 meters. And this is specifically in the limited service residential zone as well. And they're also requesting relief from maximum cumulative area. This is their first accessory building, so it's just the one, and they're requesting 163 square meters, whereas the maximum cumulative area is 55 square meters. Okay, so here's the property. It's about 7.6 hectares. It's got waterfront on the lake, Clayton Lake, and the village is just to the north. It's zoned LSR because it's got the shared driveway there, and it's got just the one detached dwelling, attached garage, and an attached pool as well. So the proposed development is a single-story, three-door garage. It's for personal use. And again, about 163 square meters of floor area, 5.6 meters in height, and it's nearby to the principal dwelling as well, and it is not to be connected to well and septic. And here's just a floor plan there and the zoning. Yeah, so as you can see, this property and the property just next to it are both zoned limited service residential. This is because it has a lack of frontage onto a municipally maintained road. And they have a shared driveway off of Tatlock. And it's also partially zoned environmental hazard, just where the floodplain designation is located. And just another thing to mention is the maximum lot coverage provision, which is 15% for the limited service residential zone. I think in the report I said 5%, but I just did a recalculation. It's just under 1% for all the buildings combined, including the house. Just to give a little of a perspective on the size of the lot and the proposed building. Okay, here's another picture just showing the site plan. So the building in with the hatched lines is the proposed garage, accessory building, and it shows that the 3 meter setback will be maintained for the proposed building. Yeah, so for the evaluation, staff are of the opinion that this minor variance satisfies the 4 tests. And here's the recommendation as well. And that concludes my presentation.
Thank you, Jill. That was very clear. I'm going to open it up to the other committee members to see if anybody, well, first, is there anybody representing the applicant who's here and may have any questions or anything they want to add or comment on the presentation? Okay, no,
Hi,
I'm
Chair.
going to go ahead.
Sorry, we do have the applicant online. I'm just letting him join the meeting. One moment.
Hi, folks. It's Mike James from Projects. I'm the agent for Mr. Blay.
Mr. James, since you just were admitted to the meeting, did you get to hear the presentation, or
I did.
it's been shared with you? Okay, and you're okay with what's been presented, or do you have anything you want to clarify or any questions you may ask?
No, nothing else to add.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm going to then open the questions up to the other committee members. Do any of you have any questions? I can't see if there's hands up, so if somebody can do that for me. Okay, I do have a question of clarification, and it's if we could go back to the site plan itself. Thank you. When we look at the westernmost lot line, there is a corner of the existing building that seems to encroach over that property line. Is that in fact the case? B, if it is the case, has that already been corrected? C, if it's not corrected and needs to be corrected, can we fold that into this application for staff?
Through the chair, I can answer this, and Drew, if you want to jump in with anything else, feel free. Yeah, so this site plan is based on an up-to-date survey that was completed, I believe, in December. Yeah, so that building across the lot line is correct. We are aware that it is there, and we have been talking with building department about if there's any next steps to be done in that regard.
So we don't know yet. So it would be premature to include this in today's application, and we likely might be seeing this in the near future for correction.
Through the chair, I believe it's outside of the scope of this application, but yes,
Yeah.
it is something that we're aware of.
No, I was just going to say, are we going to amend the application to include it? But we're clearly not there yet. We haven't got the background information set yet.
Correct.
Okay, thank you. Okay, if that's it, I guess we can move on to the recommendation. Put that on the screen, Jill. Okay, so that the Municipality of Mississippi Mills Committee of Adjustment approve the minor variance application affecting the subject lands, which are legally described as Concession 1, Part Lot 21 and 22, Part 2 of Reference Plan 27R7068, Ramsey Ward, Municipality of Mississippi Mills, municipally known as 2649 Tatlock Road, in order to construct an accessory building subject to the following conditions. Condition number 1, that the following requested minor variances to zoning bylaw number 11-83 are provided. Sub-bullet 1, to permit an accessory dwelling with a floor area of 163 meters squared, whereas table 6.1A subsection 6 of the zoning bylaw requires a maximum cumulative footprint of all accessory buildings combined to be the lesser of 55 meters square or 50% of the area of the yard in which they are located in the limited services residential zone. Sub-bullet 2, to permit an accessory dwelling with the height of 5.6 meters, whereas table 6.1A subsection 5 of the zoning bylaw requires a maximum building height of 4.5 meters with a limited service residential zone. And condition number 2, that the owners obtain all required building permits and approvals within 2 years of the decision coming into full force and effect. And if we can have a show of hands about approval for this application. Thank you, Mr. James. Okay, we're good?
Chair, can I also ask for a mover and a seconder on this?
Yes, please. Can we have a mover, please? I see that's okay. There we go. Connie and a seconder. Can't see.
Stacy.
Someone? Anyone?
Are we on
I
mute?
can't.
I
Okay,
can.
because I can't see her. Thank you very much.
Stacy.
That's perfect. Thank you, everybody. Okay, we'll go on to the next report, please.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I'll share my screen again. Okay. Okay, so this application is very similar to the first one, but okay, here we go. So D13 OCO 26 for 119 Snedden Farm Road. So they are also requesting relief from the maximum height and maximum cumulative area of accessory buildings in the limited service residential zone. They are requesting a building area of 79 square meters and a maximum height of 5 meters. And this is the property. It's approximately 1.1 hectares. It's got a waterfront onto the Mississippi River, and it's just north of Blakeney. It also has access off of the municipally maintained road, or so it does not have access to the municipally maintained road. It's got a driveway that's got an easement over the adjacent property. And just, it's not quite vacant to our knowledge. We do know they are working with building staff to remove the older buildings on the property, just in the top corner there. And this is a proposed development, single story, 2-door garage, also for personal use, 79 square meters with the height of 5 meters. Also not to be connected to well and septic. This one is associated with a site plan control application, which was approved late last year. And before they can sign their site plan agreement, they just have to make sure that all their plans are zoning compliant. So that's why they're doing this minor variance at this point, just because their garage is just slightly over the maximum area. Okay. So the zoning, it is zoned LSR 25. The site-specific zone is just for the minimum lot area. And it's also zoned environmental hazard. And you can see it kind of covers a little more of the property here. But I also did a calculation for the lot coverage just to kind of show the scale of it. And if my calculations are correct, it's about 3.6% lot coverage for all the buildings, including the proposed house. And so here's a site plan. I'm not sure how well you can see, but I did zoom in the top corner there, just showing there's a dwelling and then the proposed garage down to the bottom right there. Okay. We did receive one comment after the agenda was published, just from the Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority. And they did note that there is a slope stability assessment that was submitted with the site plan control application. And because their garage plans did change a couple times over the process, that they may need to just slightly revise that slope stability assessment just to make sure it aligns with the actual size of the garage. So there is a comment or a recommendation added to the end in my slides. But the engineering staff do still need to confirm whether this revision is required. And the MVCA does give engineering staff 3 weeks to provide these comments. So I can show you I'll show you the recommendations in just a minute. But this is there's a lot going on, but I just wanted to include the slope stability assessment sketches here. So this was initially what was submitted with this proposed detached garage at the bottom, and then revisions were requested, and they submitted this one, which has even more going on. But again, the garage just down at the bottom there. So there was some slight changes over time. And again, for the 4 tests, staff are of the opinion that the minor variance does meet the 4 tests. And we have 2 pages of recommendations, this page, and the highlighted one is just the added one there. So Chair, I'm not sure how you would like me to display them, but I can just skip to the next page once you get there. But that concludes my presentation.
Thank you. Scrolling ahead, once you realize I've read it, will be more than adequate. Thanks. Is there anybody representing the owner here today that may want to comment on the presentation or the application going forward? No? Okay, I'll open the floor to my colleagues. Is there anybody on the committee who has any questions or concerns? Okay, I don't either. So I'm going to move to start reading the conditions, and then I'll ask for a mover and a seconder. So the recommendations on the first page, that the Municipality of Mississippi Mills Committee of Adjustment approve the minor variance application affecting the subject lands, which are legally described as Ramsey Concession 9, part of lots 26 and 27, Part 1 on Reference Plan 26R-2816, and Part 1 on Reference Plans 27R 112763, Ramsey Ward, Municipality of Mississippi Mills, municipally known as 119 Snedden Farm Road, in order to construct an accessory building subject to the following conditions. Condition number 1, that the following requested minor variances to zoning bylaw 11-83 are approved. Sub-bullet 1, to permit an accessory building with a floor area of 79 meters squared, whereas table 6.1A subsection 6 of the zoning bylaw requires a maximum cumulative footprint of all accessory buildings combined to be the lesser of 55 meters square, or 50% of the area of the yard in which they are located in the limited services residential special exception 25 zone. Subcondition number 2, to permit an accessory building with a height of 5.0 meters, whereas table 6.1A subsection 5 of the zoning bylaw requires a maximum building height of 4.5 meters in the limited service residential special exception 25 zone. Condition number 2, that the owners revise the slope stability assessment dated October 24th, 2025, if required, to the satisfaction of the Mississippi Valley Conservation Authority. And condition number 3, that the owners obtain all required building permits and approvals within 2 years of the decision coming into full force and effect. So now I'm going to ask for a show of hands about support for this application. Okay, so everybody's voting for it, so I'll ask for a mover and a seconder, please. A mover, we've got Sam, a seconder, we've got Connie. There we go. Thank you, everybody. So after this, I guess that doesn't show on the agenda, but is there any other business that anybody would like to raise? If not, do we have a motion to end the meeting? Mover Stacy and Deputy Mayor Manelli. There we go. So the meeting is ended at 4:46 p.m. Thank you, everybody. And maybe we'll see you next month, if not the month after. Take care.
Thank you.